supporting around 400 million people, including pastoralists and fishermen, as well as farmers. And in Kenya, approximately 16 million people live in these areas, representing about 30% of the population. ASALs are home to 90% of the country's wildlife and over 80% of its national parks. As you know, Kenya's ASALs attract millions of tourists and contain over 7,000 plant species, with 103 that are listed as IUCN threatened species. Our collective expertise and innovative thinking can help pave the way for resilience in these communities.
To serve as a committed partner in facilitating dialogue, sharing expertise and helping to build bridges across sectors. It's about action, innovation and fostering meaningful partnerships. As part of Kenya's broader climate and development strategy for 2025 to 2040, we are committed to supporting nature-based solutions, inclusive environmental governance and local empowerment. Through this workshop, we seek to amplify local voices, strengthen institutional frameworks and build lasting resilience in some of Kenya's most climate-vulnerable regions. We firmly believe that the future of ASAL restoration depends on our collective inclusion in shaping the way forward, ensuring that women, youth, local communities and people in vulnerable situations are not just beneficiaries, but also decision makers and implementers. Valuing indigenous knowledge alongside scientific research and ensuring that every solution is both locally rooted and globally informed. Today we aim to develop innovative finding models to unlock public and private capital for large-scale tree planting and sustainable land use. And finally, we hope to establish capacity-building programs that equip people with the tools and knowledge that they need to thrive in changing ecosystems.
When we now come to the fiscal incentives, is livestock keeping. So everyone is aware that this is the main source of livelihood to the people living in ASAL areas. So people can be motivated to utilize grass in a restoration area for fodder, and thus reducing the distance and conflict associated with the outside grazing. So the other one is value addition of gum and resin. Then the other activity is beekeeping to diversify source of income, abstraction of traditional medicine from those tree species, and whereby one can use them and save money that would be otherwise used for going for the medical treatments at higher facilities. Then ecotourism, whereby encouraging people to participate in tourism activities within the restoration site and also visiting some of the native species within the ASAL areas.
Incorporation of indigenous knowledge on tree species. Since we have clear targets on restoration, such as the 15 billion trees, this opens up an opportunity for counties to raise resources to be able to undertake restoration activities. And of course, Kenya Carbon Markets regulations, which provides also an opportunity for fundraising for restoration activities with carbon offtake.
Participatory monitoring and evaluation. The communities must be involved in the monitoring and evaluation to assess the impact of the interventions that we are putting in the community. Partnership starts at the local communities. So then also the indigenous knowledge, which we are very rich in. Every intervention that you are thinking of implementing, you must take into consideration the indigenous knowledge that are held by the communities. Communities also must come up with local solutions. So when you guys are doing stakeholder mapping, communities must be there and should be also part of the stakeholders. Community-friendly climate financing mechanism. We want the financing to come to the communities directly so that we can be able to ensure transparency. Sustainability mechanism is doing value addition for the natural nature-based solutions or natural products on the locally available products there. Let us help these communities to be able to have the KEP certifications that are needed, because this will help them to penetrate the market.
Na grupu yangu tuko na eka 10 and tuko wamama 20. That means ni kama kila mama anasimamia eka 2. Kwa tunafanya kuotesha nyasi, yani grass seed bank. Imekuwa ikitusaidia, tulianzia kwa sababu ya kuempower wamama na tumeifanya kwa miaka zaidi ya 3, maana imetufanya tukaweza kusimamia maboma zetu. Inasaidia mifugo yetu masaini. Watu wa eneo wanapata kwa bei nafuu, lakini ikienda kwa soko tunauza kwa bei ya juu. Mbegu yenyewe tunanunuliwa na shirika la Just Digit kwa saa hizi, lakini bado tunaendelea kupanua soko. Inatusaidia upande wa mmomonyoko wa udongo. Pili, imesibisha mifugo yetu, hawafuatilii nyasi mbali. Miaka zingine walikuwa wananunua nyasi kutoka mashamba za mbali, yani kutoka outside Loitoktok, ambapo ilikuwa hata sio grass kamili, saa ingine ni ngano. Lakini sasa ile nyasi yetu haijalimwa na dawa yoyote, so inakuwa ni mzuri kwa zile mifugo zetu. Sai zamani wa mama kwetu Masaini tulikuwa hatuheshimiki, hatuwezi ongea tukasikika, lakini sasa wametuelewa na wanatusikia.
Those areas of course are also characterized by certain challenges, cause high poverty levels. Vegetation cover is generally very low, productivity is low, and the water critically is limiting in many ways. And many times we see serious conflicts. For 2-3 years we had a very severe drought in the country, affecting over 23 counties within the country, and we lost very many millions of livestock and even people. Certain areas of the country and also the ASALs are most affected in terms of climate change and its impacts. The ASALs are critical areas that we need to develop to be able to move as a country because of the massive area occupied and even the potential that is there. Carefree, we are the organization that is mandated to collect tree seed. We have been given a target of 100 metric tons a year. By 2032, we are supposed to have produced and distributed out 1,000 metric tons. And more so in our arid and semi-arid areas, those are critical areas where we need to diversify species. We need to look at better management system for the vegetation to be able to grow, survive and grow, and even natural regeneration.
I'm very happy that Carefree, that they have got over 15 species that they have researched on, and these are potential species that can be tried, being tried, they are working. We are going to empower people in those areas. Once those people are empowered, we are going to release pressure from the main forest for wood-based kind of initiatives. Our major program area is tree planting or tree restoration. But we do it uniquely by incorporating endangered tree species. We do with a focus on threatened tree species. So in Kenya, out of the 1,100 indigenous species, 143 are threatened with extinction. So that is a concern for us. We are discussing the last 3 agroecological zones because in Kenya we have 7 agroecological zones, the ASAL areas. From ASAL we go to desert. What can we do differently to ensure that the ASAL lands of Kenya, which are more than 80%, are able to meaningfully contribute to local community livelihoods, but also most important to national aspiration and to the sustainable development goal. And here we are looking at SDG number 13, which is climate action. We are looking at SDG number 15, which is combating desertification. More than 80% of our country is degraded and requires the element of restoration. Encouraging development of policies and integrating policies so that we can be able to have support for the restoration activities.
Most of our ASALs are, characterized by issues of, insecurity, poverty, poor livelihoods, and all that. And as at end of last year, I think we have invested over 7 million shillings to, locally led organizations. Align policies to attract funding and get more people involved. And so